Hi! Today I'm going to show you a simple cauliflower dish that is really delicious, nutritious, and simple to make. I've been asked by a number of people how I make this, and here I am to show you today. All you need is a head of cauliflower, some crushed tomato, about 14 ounces, a couple of cloves of garlic. Use as much garlic as you need or as you like. I have a couple of large cloves. You can do maybe 3 or 4 smaller cloves. It's up to your preference. I have some fresh chopped basil that I did ahead of time. Maybe 3 or 4 leaves, again, as much as you like. Some oil, some good quality olive oil. Now you're probably wondering, why do I have 2 brands here? I'm not endorsing any brand, but I usually start with if I'm going to saute something, I usually will do it with an avocado oil because it has a high smoking point. It doesn't denature as quickly or as easily at high heat. And then I will finish my dish with a quality olive oil at the end after it's cooked. I douse it on at the end and it gives it a wonderful rich flavor, and you don't denature that oil, okay? All right, so let's start. First we're going to take apart our cauliflower. I have to put on my glasses. Okay. Oops. Now this will last you, I usually like to have this dish sometimes as a main dish, but usually on the side. With something with meat or whatever, but it's just so good on its own. You know, if you're tired of having steamed cauliflower or one that is cooked in the oven with like lots of cheese, you know, it's delicious, but that can get a little tiring sometimes. So this is a nice change. Okay. Okay, move these out of the way. So the size that you want to cut your florets, not too small, not too large of course, but not too small, because as it steams itself in the tomato sauce, if they're too small, it'll get mushy a little too quickly, and you want the tomato sauce to reduce a little bit too. You don't want it to be too watery in there. So not too big, maybe about that big is good. You know, you probably noticed, I cut my cauliflower from the back, from the stem here. I notice a lot of people just chop, you know, when you do it this way from the top, you get a lot of little pieces all over the place. So if you go try to get it in between what I like to call the branches, you don't get as much mess. Little advice there. Look at that. That's all the mess from that head of cauliflower. Okay, see you in a bit. I'll show you how to put this all oh, wait a minute. Okay, now we'll cut up the garlic. Why is she using such a big knife for the small pieces of garlic? I love this knife. It's a great, wonderful Japanese knife my husband got as a gift. I use it for just about everything, no matter what the size. Okay, now you can crush it if you like. If you just don't want to have too much in there, you can crush it and just throw it in there and take it out later if you like. It doesn't dominate. It's just so good. I cut it in little pieces, so I prefer to have it in the dish, and it's wonderful. Can't go wrong with garlic. Okay, garlic is chopped up. Have my basil ready, my tomato. I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, turn on the flame, probably around medium high. Now, I'm Italian. I don't measure 1, 2, 3 tablespoons, so just put in enough for the amount that you're gonna saute. Okay, so that was probably about 2 tablespoons. Okay, and I'm gonna throw in our garlic. And I like to make mine a little bit spicy, so for those who like a little kick, some pepper flakes, and I put it at this point, maybe a teaspoon or so. Now the garlic doesn't need to cook all that long because it can brown very quickly. You don't want it to do that because then it turns bitter. So at this point I add my tomato puree, or my crushed tomatoes. Reduce the flame just a little bit, there we go. Now you can reduce the flame a little bit. Okay, so incorporate all the oil and garlic. We're good. Add in your cauliflower. You're like, how is she gonna manage it in that tiny pan? Well, this is going to steam. I'm going to, first of all, get it covered in sauce. Just a little bit. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of water. So about half a cup, maybe a little less right now. I need to add water at first because I'm going to cover this and the cauliflower needs moisture to steam. And there's not enough in the tomato right now. So it will absorb that water as it steams and cooks. Flame is on about medium low. I'm going to cover it up and let it steam. Every so often you're going to check it. Well, I'll come back and show you. But you see how the sauce is right now? There is a good amount of moisture in here. And the cauliflower will start to absorb that. In fact, I'm going to add a little bit more water right now. Pretty close to the half cup. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. It's been about 6 or 7 minutes now. Still hard, but you can see it's got a nice boil. You see this stuff happening on the side? That's how they make tomato paste, folks. They let tomatoes evaporate, and what accumulates is tomato paste. And you don't want that to go away. You want to put that right back in the sauce. Okay, we're going to let this we're going to cover this a little bit more. Still hard, not ready. Smells so good in here. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, it's definitely softening up. Now you can stop at whatever point you like your cauliflower to be. You can see, just poke it and see. This is pretty much done to the way that I like it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to uncover because I want to reduce the sauce. If you like it saucier, leave it the way it is. I like to get it a little bit denser. So I'm going to add some salt now. As much as you like, again. Yeah. All right, yeah, it's pretty much where I like it. Okay, this is where I like to add fresh basil. I don't like to cook it with the basil because I think when you add it fresh, it will quickly cook in there and release its flavor, and you'll taste it all much more. Okay, I'm going to shut off the flame now. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. Okay, now here is where I put a little extra olive oil, and then you can always top it off even more right before you serve it. Again, how much? That's all personal preference, but If it's a good quality oil, it tastes so good. So I'm going to mix that in here. Okay, and I think we are ready to serve it. Look at that. What a beautiful dish. Look at that Italian colors. Okay, here it is. Now I like to top it off sometimes with some delicious Parmigiano Reggiano. And if you're going to do that, don't skip on Parmesan. You get Parmigiano Reggiano. It's just, nothing beats it, okay? Okay, take a look at this. Yum. What a beautiful dish, look at that. Again, just by itself or as a side dish with meat or something. What a difference. I mean, it's a nice alternative to your steamed cauliflower, or again, something baked, but it's always plain in some way. This is just delicious by itself. Okay, we're gonna top it off just a little bit more with some olive oil. Fresh Parmesan cheese. Look at that, everybody. Wonderful, let's try it. It's so good, it's so good, it's so good. I really hope you make this. It's delicious, easy, nutritious. People are gonna love it. Can't go wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.